everybody, I'm Elyse Explosion. Now today, this is going to be a little, it's not going to be that weird of a topic, but it's going to be a little bit unusual for what I usually cover on this channel, because what I usually cover are modern toy lines, just because my childhood stuff is almost all gone. But today I want to be talking, this is going to be like a cross between a history and a collection dive. Wanted to talk about vintage SheRa figures. Now, I got the itch a little while ago because I've been watching a ton of Pixel Dan videos, and Pixel Dan has been covering a lot of the new Masters of the Universe lines. The reboot lines, the mini line, and I know that they recently re-released a SheRa in the current scale, and I don't know what that is off the top of my head. I apologize. This is a territory that I don't usually tread into. I don't really cross over into action figures much at all. It's never been things that I've collected. It's never been things I was allowed to collect. But now that I'm older and now that I'm, I have my own income, I picked up a whole bunch of 80s SheRa figures on Etsy and eBay and toy flea markets and stuff like that. Now, when I was a child, when I was but a wee baby Elyse, my grandmother obtained almost an entire SheRa figure collection. We had the Crystal Castle, we had the Mermaid playset, we had the Swan boat, we had Swiftwind, we had the Seahorse with like the harp in the back. We had like a dozen to 16 figures that we loved.
And they had all of their accessories.
Yeah. And they had all of their accessories. They had the staffs, they had the clothing, they had the wings, they had all this stuff that was awesome. And we loved these. We played with them all the time. And unfortunately, when Hurricane Floyd hit my grandmother's house back in 2000, or 1999 rather, she had 7 foot of water in her basement, and everything that was down there just about got trashed. Completely destroyed. Thrown away, and that included our childhood SheRa sets, because my cousins were able to keep their toys upstairs. We had to keep ours in the cellar, and that sucked. That sucked big time, because I knew that I wanted these, but we couldn't hang on to them, so it's all gone. There's several variations in the story of how they were obtained. Number one is that she may have trash picked them from somebody throwing them out. Number two is that she picked them all up at a yard sale for super cheap. Either way, they were given to us and we loved them. I mean, my first word was He-Man. I'm not even making that up. Like, that is the gosh honest truth. So, after watching all of these videos about the Masters of the Universe lines and not super connecting with MOTU in that sense, but also with the reboot of SheRa, and I did a video on the re-released SheRa dolls that came out a couple years ago, and they were fine, but I haven't gotten into the new SheRa as much as I loved the old SheRa. So I set on a quest a while ago to try to gain some of my childhood collection back. Our childhood collection. It was mine and Karen's. We shared it. But I found a bunch on Etsy. Unfortunately, the lot was from France. So, the hunt begins, and my first figure that I want to show off, and this is probably the most complete that I have, this is my SheRa. She does not have a sword, but she does have the skirt, she has the cape, and she does have like the little weird head fan thing.
Crown!
It's not a crown! It's like a head fan! It's headdress, fan, scarf, crown, whatever it's supposed to be. She is definitely the most complete. Now she's got some figure wear. She does not have her weapons, but I picked her up at the amazing Collingwood Flea Market. I love that place. There's an amazing comic book shop down there where they have like records and DVDs and old toys and comic books and wrestling figures. And I picked her up literally like the week before everything shut down last year. I think she was like $30, $35. I don't know. It was pricey, but for the condition that she's in, it was totally worth it. It's weird. It's a weird figure, but this is not the SheRa that I had as a kid. I believe there were a couple variants of SheRa, but it's just she's not stained, and I like it. Someday I'll find the sword. Not today. Next I have not one, but 2 Sweet Bees in various conditions. That, oh man, her hair needs a lot of love. This is probably the most complete of the other figures I have. This Sweet Bee is in worse condition. Like, you can see her torso is a little busted up, for lack of a better word. But we do not have the wings for her. None of them that I was able to pick up actually have their wings, and it makes me really sad because I remember, like, Angela's wings would expand out and Pika Blue's wings would slide up and fan out, and I loved them. I don't remember having Sweet Bee as a kid.
We did, because she broke in half and she had to be super glued back together. We did have her wings.
Okay, I don't have a recollection of that, but I'm glad
she
that
was one
Karen
of my
does.
favorites. That's why she broke.
Next up, we have Catra, who's super strong and super naked. Thunder Girl flies like thunder. No, I'm just playing right now.
Those were SheRas with Barbie heads on them.
I know. But it feels like she's got some kind of, like, elastic in her core. Like, she rotates and springs back.
Yes, because she has, like, cat scratching.
Oh, yeah, I think
action.
It's something that went with the clothing that we don't have. But I do have, and she's made an appearance in another video a long time ago. I picked up Claudine, which is not just Monster High, but they were able to use the same name because it's still Mattel.
The Mattel trademark. They're allowed to do what they want.
But I picked up Claudine at the Jersey Shore Toy Show last February. And she's real stained. She's got some bald patches. But she was like $15. So I have Catra and Claudine. No saddle for Claudine, no pants for Catra, but I have them and it makes me happy. Let's see who else we have. Okay. All right. Now this was my girl. This was Mermista. Mermista was my favorite because she had the mermaid suit and I loved, like, the underwater and the water stuff. We do not have the little, like, the shell that goes in her back that she can go, like, puff with. But she does have her fin, and I am hesitant to take it off because I don't know if it'll snap back on, because it's obviously been on for a very, very long time. But she's in pretty good condition, all things considered. Makes me really happy. She has a little bit of, like, tear of the color on her flipper down at the bottom, but Mermista, I always loved Mermista. We had the playset. We had her little, like, swan boat. No, I'm sorry. We had her, like, seahorse boat. We had the underwater playset. I loved her. She was, like, my favorite figure, and I missed this one the most. Then we have Glimmer. We've got Glimmer. She doesn't have her little skirt, but she does have her staff, which I was kind of impressed with, because she's the only one who actually came with the accessory that she originally had. Glimmer's hair is definitely a bit faded out. I also remember when I was a kid, we had a little golden book about Glimmer when she got, like, a cursed tiara and it made her head real big. That one freaked me out, but I remember reading that one all the time. But her paint is actually still really good. Mm-hmm. But if we had, like, the skirt for her, she'd be in definitely awesome condition. None of these on a good day will be anywhere near, like, almost mint. They're well loved. They're never going to be mint, but they're also unrestored at the moment. We haven't done any cleaning. We haven't done any hair brushing or washing. You can kind of see a little bit of yellowing in Glimmer's hair, but overall she's in pretty good shape. Like, she still has some curl, which is awesome. Speaking of Glimmer, here is Angela, and this one looks like somebody's held her like this and just swung her around. That was really dangerous. That probably could have, no, her head's on pretty straight. But we don't have her wings. much to my chagrin. She does have the skirt, which I don't think we even had as a kid. I don't remember, like, her actually having their pants. Oh my god, their pants.
We did.
We did? I don't remember it, but...
They did not last long.
Yeah, so she is in surprisingly decent condition. Her hair is a little, like, Bride of Frankenstein at the moment, sticking straight up, but we could probably, you know, wash that out, brush that down. She's got some, like, staining on her face, and the discoloration of her torso, her, like, upper chest, compared to the rest of her limbs is really weird. But still pretty good shape. Another one that I have two of is Miss Frosta, and both of these, it's weird because some of them, this one is in definitely much better condition than this one. There's a lot of, but I think one of them is American and one of them is French. I think they are, but they don't say Mattel France or Mattel US. But
they do have a different hair color, but that might also be because one was
I
in
think
the house
this one
with smoke in it.
Yeah, this one definitely looks like the hair is a bit yellowed. I think there may have been a smoker in the house. This one is a lot more blue. She's in a lot better shape. No paint wear on the legs whatsoever, which is really cool. And I always liked Frosta. Frosta was one of my OG favorites because she was like light blue and ice powers. I always liked ice powers. Now this is an interesting one. This is Castaspella. And I don't remember her from the original show at all whatsoever. I know that she definitely had something that plugged into her back at some point. I don't know what it would have been, but there's definitely a hole there. And I know she had like a skirt or a tunic or something like that would go over this. She is in not great condition. She's got a lot of paint wear. Her torso is extreme. Like, she like completely rotates on the torso. And I can't seem to get her to like stand properly. But face paint's really nice. The hair we can probably return to form pretty easily, even if it's a bit like scrub brush right now. Oh, Pika Blue, they did you dirty. Pika Blue was another one of my favorites because she had the coolest like thing you could like plug into her back and it would fan out with the peacock feathers. I definitely always felt like I would get cut with that because it was a sharper metal than we were used to. So it had like actually hers, you can see that it snapped off a little bit in the top. But the bottom plug is still open. So it would go there, her hair would like split over the side, and then you could open up the fan. She also had a little skirt. She's got paint wear, and her hair is a bit yellowed, but I think she should restore up pretty nicely. Perfuma is another one that I do not know how the hell her head is doing this, but she's got like...
It's a different joint.
Yeah, her head's on a different joint than the rest of them. Perfume is another one that I don't remember at all from the show.
It's also one we did not have as kids.
And this is another one that we did not have as kids. We didn't have Perfuma. We didn't have Castaspella. And there's
two more in there at least.
There's three more in here that we did not have as kids. So I don't really know much about the character of Perfuma, but she's got a really cool little... Her paint is really nice still. There's like one, it looks like she took some nail polish to the leg. Whatever. But her design is pretty nice, and she should restore nicely. I wish we could get her accoutrement. And I'll pop in a picture of what she should have looked like and what we're missing from her, because she's got plugs in the back. She must have had some sort of like wing situation or something. Next, this is probably my favorite figure out of all of these, and I did not have her as a kid, and I am so mad. Because look at that cool-ass chrome Entrapta. Oh my god, her hair is a mess. But it's matted as all get out, but I have faith that Karen will be able to restore her. Mm-hmm. She's just so cool. I love her colors. So, Entrapta is a little worn. Used to be gold. She's a little silver in parts right now. But man, I love the metallic look. Did she have like some sort of like skirt or something?
Yeah.
Oh man, she was cool as hell!
Yeah, no, the SheRa design.
I want to cosplay that. Like, she had such a cool design, and...
Yeah, here's what the original would have looked like. With a little skirt, and...
oh, man.
And it was gold, and she had other gold accessories.
Yeah.
And a shield. And
so she had a little skirt. She had a shield, but she is mostly complete, I'd say. As is, because her novelty was just kind of like the shiny. So like there's definitely some big mats in this, but I think with patience and love, this can be restored pretty well. Next to last, and this is one of my more complete figures, is Double Trouble! Another one I don't remember from the show, but her mechanism with like the rotating face still works. That is a very like weird, like a very old school mechanism.
Super 80s.
Super 80s, but also reminds me of those like the three-headed, like the three-headed babies. If you've ever seen those.
Yeah.
And her one...
You might have to insert a picture.
Yeah, I'll put in a picture of this. Her one stupid little braid that comes out the top. But yeah, she's really cool. I like her a lot. The paint on her shoes is a little worn, but other than that, she's in fairly good shape. So, cheers, French person who had this as a child. Oh, this is Mattel Taiwan. So now I don't even know what the last figure I have. This is another one I have no memory of. And it's honestly pretty dumb. It's Beau! I don't have any memory of him from the show. He feels like he's been like buried in the freaking mud. His entire arm is all like worn off. But his little like heart mechanism still works.
But like,
yeah, we don't have his accessories. We don't have anything like that. But he's in
Seahawk had a boat, and so he had a means of transportation. And Beau had a bow and arrow, so he could shoot people.
Yeah. So he doesn't have his accessories, but he's in fairly good condition. So
does he have his mustache though?
No. There's no mustache on this figure.
What?
There's no mustache on this figure. So that's my SheRa collection as I've been able to reclaim it. I don't have any of the playsets. I don't have most of the accessories. I don't have, like, any of the freaking clothes. But I'm happy to have that little piece of my childhood back. I bought these originally for a really, really big history that I'm still planning on doing. But I wanted to show you guys them before I forgot about them. They're very special, and like I said, I don't do a lot of vintage stuff on this channel, but I'd like to. It's hard to find vintage dolls and girl figures. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today, for liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you are interested in helping out the channel at all, I do have a Patreon. That's patreon.com/Elyse Explosion. Get behind the scenes info, postcards, packages for yourself, and help me bring home more of these SheRa figures. Click the little bell, because if you want to stay in the know, the bell's the way to go. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Later!